Hi everybody, this is Clever Techie. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys the best way to organize your files, folders, and shortcuts so that you can avoid an enormous amount of frustration and save a lot of time by knowing exactly where all of your information is stored, and also you're going to know exactly where to save all the data that you download from the internet and all kinds of new files and documents that you create yourself. So I've broken down this video lesson in two steps. First of all, you're going to create this very simple toolbar that you see here at the bottom with all these large icons, so that we can have a very quick and easy access to all of our most frequently used programs. And you're going to have these programs open up on top of our toolbar so that they don't get cluttered with our toolbar. You see how they're showing up on top here? So if I open Excel here, for example, it shows up right there on top instead of showing up here. So it's just a lot easier that way, and it keeps things organized. So that's the first part, and the second part is I have this sort of a expanding menu created here, and let me just show you an example of how it works. If I go to finance, investing, precious metals, silver, images, charts, as you can see, all of my information is very nicely organized. So if I wanted to pull up my silver charts, all I have to do is just go to that menu, and I know exactly where all these charts are because I've organized them by categories, and I don't even have to navigate and do any kind of a double clicking. This literally takes seconds. So if I wanted to access all these charts, I would just click on this charts folder, open, and then I will have all my charts, silver charts for viewing, available here. And I'm gonna close that. And what I want you to just keep in mind here is this icon, heart icon. It's really an empty folder, and it's just to indicate that we have a favorites menu here. It doesn't really do anything by itself. It's just an empty folder. So it's just something to keep in mind for now. So let's go ahead and get started and create this simple toolbar first. Let's go to our documents, open up the documents, and create a folder called apps. So we're gonna go to new folder, apps. And I already have this folder created here, so I'm just gonna open it. Now in this folder, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna simply put all of our favorite program shortcuts in here. Now let me show you guys the quickest way possible to create a shortcut. So you just click on the Windows icon here, and then you type the name of the program, for example Photoshop, and it's gonna show up in the search results. And then what you do is just hold down the left mouse button and drag it over, and then release the mouse button, and boom, it will create a shortcut right there. So that way you don't really have to navigate to the actual directory where program is. You can just type any name of the program that you use most frequently, and then just drag it over here, just like that. That's once you have all of your shortcuts that you need, you can go ahead and close this folder, and then we're gonna go ahead and first of all let's let me remove this menu here. Okay, so I've removed the menu. So just go ahead and make sure that your taskbar is unlocked by right clicking on it and unchecking the locked taskbar. Then right click on it again. Go to toolbars, new toolbar, and navigate to the folder where we have created the apps folder in the documents. So I'm gonna go to documents, just click on apps folder once and then select folder. This will put the apps folder here in the top right corner. Now before you do anything else, this is probably how you have it set up right now. Hold on a second. I also gotta remove this toolbar. This is probably how you have it set up right now. So what we gotta do is expand this taskbar by pointing our mouse on top of the edge here, so that we have a resize icon, and then we're gonna hold the left mouse button and drag it to the top. Don't drag it all the way because that's gonna cover half of your screen. Just drag it over once, and that's all we need. Now now that we have our apps toolbar here, we're just gonna go ahead and again make sure that you have your cursor as a resize. In this case it's a diagonally resized cursor. And go ahead and drag it to the left, and as you're dragging to the left, also drag it down so that it goes right underneath of your open programs, just like that. If you don't have any programs, that's fine. It still should go down here just like that, so that you have your shortcuts at the bottom. Now that we have that, we're going to modify this shortcut toolbar a little bit. Go ahead and right click anywhere on the toolbar. Just make sure you don't click on any of the shortcuts. Just click anywhere outside of the shortcuts. So I'm gonna right click here, and then I'm gonna uncheck show title, and I'm gonna right click again, and I'm gonna uncheck show text. Now we have a bunch of small little tiny icons, and I'm gonna right click on the toolbar again. I'm gonna go to view, and I'm gonna select large icons, and that will create our awesome looking shortcut toolbar for quick and easy access to our most frequently used apps. And the apps are going to the open apps are going to show up right on top of our toolbar, which is a very awesome way, and it's neatly organized. Alright, just a few more things before we move on to the expanding menu. You can just drag these icons, and if you want to move it, you just drag it anywhere. But make sure when you're dragging it, before releasing, the icon is positioned in between the other two shortcuts, so that we have this little arrow pointing to the right at the right bottom corner of the shortcut. That way you'll get it right. So don't do this. Don't drag it on top of the other icon. Drag it in between, and that way you can easily move any icon around, and whatever you prefer. You know, if I personally like to put all my most frequently used programs here to the left. You may prefer them on the right. You can just arrange them in any way you want by doing that. Another thing is, if you install some kind of a new program, right, and after installing it, it shows up here on your desktop, you can just directly drag it to your toolbar just like that and release, and then it's going to show up here on your toolbar, and then you can just delete it from your desktop to keep it clean. And that's it for this toolbar. Let's now move on to the expanding menu toolbar, and I'll explain exactly how to create that. Okay, first of all, we're gonna go back to click on Windows and go to Documents folder, and you're going to create a folder named Favorites. And I'm actually going to create, hold on, I'm just gonna create a folder named Favorites too, but because I already have one here, I just want to show you guys exactly how I created. So just create a folder named Favorites. Okay, now remember that heart icon that I talked about that showed up here at the bottom left corner to indicate that we have a favorites menu there. Well, this is what we're gonna do first. First, we're gonna create an empty folder, and you can name it anything. I'll just name it underscore, but it can really be anything. And then we're going to hold shift, and we're going to right click on the folder. We're going to open folder location, and then we're going to right click on this folder, click properties, go to customize, change icon, and then you can select any of these icons, anything you want. I prefer using the heart icon that you've seen earlier, so I'm just gonna go to my icons that I have here, and there's just a bunch of icons. It's like a collection of different icons that I've collected over some time, and I'm just gonna select my heart icon because that's what represents favorites to me. Click OK, apply, and now we have this empty folder heart icon that's going to show up here in the corner. Now I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I organize all of my information, and you may choose to organize your information in a different way, but this is the best way possible that I've found that works for me, and I'm sure it will work for you guys as well. So first of all, we're going to create super category folders. Now, what are super category folders? Well, they're any kind of topics that are very general, like health. You know, health is a very general type of topic, and you can have other topics underneath that topic. For example, exercise, weight loss, meditation, nutrition. Basically, everything that's related to health can be under that folder, and it's a very general type of topic. Another one could be finance. Some other one could be fun, career, and you can really come up with your own. This is just the way I do it here. So let's just use these four for now. Then I'm going to number them, and I prefer to number them based on the priority in my life. Like, health is the #1 priority in my life. Let's say career is the second priority in my life. Finance, money, is third priority in my life, and let's say fun is the fourth priority. So that way you really know what your priorities are as well, and knowing your priorities is a really good way of organizing information as well. It'll help you organize your data and also let you know what, like, where you're going in life and what your goals are. So now that we have these super categories, we can go ahead and also create a few subcategories. So like I said, we can have exercise here, and we can have nutrition, for example. And these are what I call super subcategories, because they fall in under a super category. Okay, so you can also do the same thing for these other main categories, and that's how pretty much I organize my information by topic. Now let me also show you how exactly I organize not only topics, not only topical folder organization, but also I'm going to show you how I organize all the data under those categories. So let me show you what I mean, because I don't want to confuse you guys. I'm gonna go back to my documents, and let's create a folder and name it folders. New folder and name it folders, just like I have here. Folders. I'm gonna open it. In the empty folders named folder named folders, I have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 folders. Now these categories is you're going to put these under your main category and subcategories that we've just created. And the reason I have these is these are data categories. You can pretty much save anything using just these folders. If you think about it, any kind of information pretty much falls under any of these folders. So if you have some kind of software that's related to your topic, you would just put it in your tools. If you have a video that you liked that relates to a topic, for example health or weight loss, you can put it in the videos. If you have any kind of Excel spreadsheets, that will go in here. Any kind of documents, notes, Word docs would go in here. Any kind of books or audios or even PDF guides. You have an images folder where you can just put any kind of image or chart related to the topic. So you can pretty much see how every one of these folders is responsible for containing a specific kind of data, so that you know exactly where to look. And the reason I have folders, the reason I have a folder named folders with these empty folders in it is so that I can easily copy all of these. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's first of all create all these folders that you see here: audios, books, docs, guides, images, spreadsheets, tools, and videos. Then we're going to select all of them by dragging and selecting, right click, copy, and then we're gonna go back to our documents and open up the favorites folder that we created earlier. Now I already have never mind, let me show you the folder that I'm working on with you guys first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna paste all those folders that we just copied in every one of these categories. We're gonna paste it in the main category as well as subcategory folders. So we're just gonna go ahead and paste here, nutrition, paste here, and we're gonna go back, career, paste, finance, and just do this for every folder that we've created. And once we're done with that, let me show you something. I'm gonna open up our health category. You see how we have all these folders here as well as these subcategories? Well, if you have some kind of a data, like some kind of image that you're not sure, you're not sure if it falls under either of these categories, exercise or nutrition, you can basically just put it in any of these folders because it will still be related to health. So if you don't know if it's specifically related to subcategories, you can just use any of these folders here to store that information, store that data piece. And if you do know where it falls under, for example, you have some kind of a spreadsheet and some kind of a exercise routine that you're gonna follow, you can just go to exercise, spreadsheets, and have this Excel file or spreadsheet stored in this folder under exercise spreadsheets. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you guys understand why I created these folders to store a specific type of information in them, so that later on, when from the example that I showed you about silver, like I knew exactly where it was, because it was like, let me show you here. If I go back to my actual favorites folder where I already have this created, you can see that I actually have all of my main categories. So one of the main categories is finance. Then I have these main subcategories, and for example, let's go to investing, and then I have more subcategories under that. You can have as many subcategories as you wish. And I'm gonna open up precious metals. Again, I have subcategories, silver, and then, you know, at the bottom of this subcategory, if you look at the top here, favorites, finance, investing, precious metals, silver, I just have my folders that we've talked about earlier, and that's all I have here. I don't have any more subcategories because silver is pretty much you can't really have any kind of subcategories below that. And here I have guides, I have data, I have images, charts. I have a bunch of charts here I can look at. So it's a very awesome way to organize information, and hopefully you guys will find it useful. Now you can also create other folders, and they don't really have to follow this kind of pattern. You know, if you just have a games folder, I just put some games in there. I don't really have any kind of other, I don't have any of these folders here because, well, I could if I wanted to learn more about these games, you know, but I don't really feel like it, or I just don't do it. So I don't really care that much about gaming. I just play for fun. So, but you can easily have all that. Then I just have a bunch of random notes here. So it's really up to you if you want to create some other folders in your favorites. And these main categories is just my own way of storing information, and you guys can definitely do it your way, but that's how I do it, and it works really well. Now that we've have our favorites folder, we're finally ready to create that expanding menu that I've talked about in the beginning. Okay, so we're gonna go, we can just close this favorites folder now, and let's go back to the taskbar and right click on it and go to toolbars, new toolbar, go to our documents, navigate to the favorites folder, just click on it once, select folder, and now we have our toolbar here. And what we're gonna do now is we're going to position our mouse pointer so that we have this horizontal resize icon, and we're gonna hold the left mouse key and drag it all the way to the left. Keep dragging, keep dragging, keep dragging until it switches to the left of our apps toolbar. Just like that, it will switch over to the left, and now you can see that we have our apps toolbar here on the right. So what we're gonna do now is drag to the left again, position your mouse cursor right here in this bar, drag over and drag up to the left, all the way to the left until you can't drag anymore. Then you're gonna have this favorites word. So we're just gonna click anywhere outside. We're gonna click on the actual toolbar. We're gonna right click on it. We're gonna go to uncheck show text. We're gonna right click again, uncheck show title. Now we're gonna go ahead and drag even more so that this little icon is all that's showing, and then we're gonna right click on the toolbar once more, go to view, large icons, and boom, look at that. Now all we have is this nice little icon that we've from the empty folder that we've created earlier to indicate that we have a favorites menu here. So if we click on this right pointing arrow here, our menu will expand. So now all that's left is right click on our taskbar and lock the taskbar. And wow, look at that. Now we have all of our information neatly organized, and we have all of our favorite applications here, and we can just have very easy and quick access to all of our information. And let's see. Okay, one last thing that I wanted to show you guys here is you can go to click on Windows, type icons, click on show or hide common icons on the desktop, and you can go ahead and uncheck a computer icon or recycle bin if it's still showing on your desktop. So just go ahead and uncheck whatever icons are still showing on your desktop and click OK. Now you have a very clean desktop, and you have all our favorites applications, and a very easy to easy way to access all of your information. Lastly, I want to show you guys one last thing here. If you go to open up your documents, you'll see this navigation pane here on the left side of your window. You can also create these shortcuts to the locations, and I like to have my shortcut to the favorites folder. And if we go to my documents, you can just drag this folder over here, and then it'll create this shortcut to that location. So that way we can have a very easy way to navigate through our folders as well. Another way to cycle through your windows is to hold Alt-Tab, and then you can just cycle through all these windows. Or you can hold down the Windows key, press Tab, and cycle through your windows in that way. You can also mouse over the folder that's open, and you just need to mouse over it. You don't need to click on it, and then you can just browse through all the folders that are open. So I'm just showing you this because it'll make it easier to navigate through all your folders and have very quick access to your information. And one last thing is this. I'm gonna zip up all these icons, and I'm gonna have a link at the bottom of my video for all these icons, which can make it easier to organize things, because these icons are really cool. I've been using them here in my menu, as you can see here at the bottom, and they really can make it easier to access information, and that's what the video is about. It's about organizing your files, folders, and shortcuts. And I really hope that this has been helpful for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas and what you think. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, it's me again. Hey, in last video I forgot to show you something else about this expanding menu. When you create it and you try to expand this menu, you might have a little delay until the subfolder shows up. So there might be like a 1 to 2 second delay, and that could be really annoying. So we're gonna fix that right now. I'm gonna press on the Windows icon, go to Computer, right click, Properties. We're going to go to Advanced System Settings. Under the Advanced tab in the Performance, we're gonna click Settings, and then all we have to do is uncheck Fade or Slide menus into view. That's what's causing that little delay. So if you have it checked, uncheck it, click Apply, click OK, OK again, close this window, and now you shouldn't have any kind of delay when expanding these menus here. That's it.